Russell Westbrook has seen better days. He recently lost Paul George to the Clippers 3 years after Kevin Durant left him to sign with the Warriors. Adding to his woes, Russ's Thunder have lost in the first round of the postseason for the last 3 seasons. Steven Jackson's still hanging with us. Steven, what does all of this tell you about Russ?
To me, it's a blessing in disguise for Russ. This is your way to get out of OKC. You want to be loyal. You stayed there through all the Kevin Durant stuff. You came out and said, I want to be loyal. This organization drafted me. You know, I want to be here and show some loyalty. Well, now, you don't have to look unloyal. They looked unloyal to you. They got rid of Paul. They got rid of the guy that they brought there to help you to win and for longevity. Now he's gone. This is your opportunity to say, well, hey, I want to get out. I want to go team up with somebody and play, and it don't make you look bad. So this is a blessing in disguise for Russ. And I think if he can get to Miami or somewhere where he's with another star that can embrace him, that a hard-nosed guy like Jimmy Butler, I think he'll benefit from it. But it's a blessing in disguise for him. This is your way out.
I think it looks horrible for Russ because Paul George stood up on the stage a year ago and says he wants to be here. We're going to win a title here. And he dipped. Kevin Durant dipped. James Harden dipped. That doesn't look good. They like Russ off the court, but they convinced Paul George and Kevin Durant mainly were convinced we're not going to win a title with Russ. His style of play is not going to lead us to a championship. That's what they said. I don't care how you dress it up. Well, they said, I can't win.
Who said that?
By leaving. That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
Without saying a word.
All right. Nobody actually said that.
No.
Let me ask you a question. If you married and your wife don't come home again, what she saying?
She made a bad decision. The worst decision she ever made in her life.
She said,
Sorry, she lost.
She ain't got to say nothing. She's telling you stats.
I mean, right.
Exactly. That's what they're saying. And it's a failure on the organization part, Skip, because you're going to have 3 guys that go into the Hall of Fame. You had them in their prime.
I played against
You
them.
had 3 MVPs.
You saw them up close and real
All 3 of them.
Because you were up 2-0 on that group,
And they
right?
came back 4 games
4
straight.
straight games.
3 MVPs, 3 Hall of Famers, and you got 1 finals appearance out of that.
So you going to blame one person?
No, but no, look. They cheat James Harden. For an extra $5 million, you could have had James Harden for another 3 years.
That's where it all went downhill.
What you should have done is that you should have played like KD. You're our guy. KD was the best player.
He was.
You got to put your arms around the best player and say, you our guy. But that's not what they did. They said, Russ, you're our guy. KD says, okay, that's y'all guy. I can't win with him. At least if y'all was going to tell me I'm your guy, I can stay here and stomach it. But since he's your guy, win with him. I'm out of here. And you get nothing for it.
Right.
And now, Russ, that contract, 4 years, 170. The last year, the player option for $47 million. With all those mileage on that body, talk to me in another year and see how that contract looks. It looks bad right now. Only John Wall has a worse contract. But check back with me in 2 years with all the mileage on that body.
So to your point, I'm not going to leave it alone because I know the Thunder pretty well because I'm from Oklahoma City. That team, after they traded James Harden, after that year you guys lost in the conference finals to him, they traded to Houston. They got Steven Adams out of it. Effectively, these are the draft picks that they came out with. Jeremy Lamb. They got Kevin Martin in the deal. They got Abrinas. They got Mitch McGary. That was what you got for James Harden. And I couldn't figure out why they didn't. They're going to have to go over the luxury tax to pay him. And I believe that Presti said, I'll never be able to pay all 3 of them for a long time, for years. So they just said, let's cut our loss here, take the best deal on the table. And I don't think they knew quite what James Harden was going to turn into yet.
No. Right.
Even though Sam Presti stole him in the draft.
Yes.
He stole all these guys in the draft. Kevin was already their guy.
Yeah,
right.
But the point is, remember, after that year, going into the next year, they win 60 games next year with just Durant and Westbrook. 60 and 22.
In the West.
In the West. That's powerhouse
Great year.
stuff, right?
Awesome year.
And then they go in as one of the big favorites into the postseason. And what happens in round 1? Russ gets Patrick Beverly, and Beverly tries to steal the ball from him and hits his knee, and his knee's pretty. It's pretty. It can't take much of a beating at all. It's been trouble.
Well, if you look at him, Skip, the way he walks, he's knock-kneed to begin with.
Yeah, he is.
So his knees turn in a little bit. So, and he went to call a 20-second timeout. Pat Bev clipped him, And
meniscus
yeah,
tear. It wasn't it wasn't a rupture.
AC, right.
Came back quick from it, too.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
he was out for the rest of the playoffs.
They keep having to go back in that.
Okay, so where they got fooled was then they meet Memphis in the next round, and they win the first game with only Durant as their solo star. And Kevin Durant did not play well because they lost the next 4 games. And go look at the numbers in the fourth quarters of those 4 games. He shot 28% from the field and 20% from 3 in the fourth quarters. So that's where I got fooled because I was thinking, Kevin, come on, you're better than that. And that's where they decided Russ over KD. And they end up letting KD just...
He walked.
Yeah.
Nothing. That kind of you can't let Skip. You can't let a player like that walk out.
You can't.
Especially if you have his rights. Well, they didn't know. They didn't know, Skip, because they got no indication that he was going to leave. Because normally you start hearing things, swirling. You're like, I got to move the guy because I got to get something. Because if he walks out the door and I get nothing, I got to get something. At least they got something. We don't like, who are those? Jeremy Lamb and you got Steven Adams. Okay, but you got something.
Yep.
You got nothing for KD.
Okay, so I hear your point about he's going to be able to get out from under, but they're going to have to basically give him away.
Right.
That's where you got, which is why I told you earlier today, they should have, if you're going to trade Russell Westbrook, trade him at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, when value is sky high.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's still averaging triple-double now.
But see,
Let's not forget that.
Guess what?
Forget that.
And can't get out the first
3
round.
years straight.
Can't get out the first round.
Can't do it by himself.
We had Paul George.
You're right.
They had Kevin Durant.
Right. But they also ran into Damian Lillard.
Really?
There's nothing they could do that series.
Damn Lillard. I mean, so what Utah the year before?
And they had Carmelo for what it was worth.
This Portland series was just one of them series where a great player is nothing you can do, and they couldn't do nothing with Dame.
Okay, what about Utah and Donovan Mitchell?
I think Russ actually played good that series.
He played good for a couple of games. Paul George was a no-show.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, before
their
this
team
year,
not that good in the West now. Let's be honest.
But let's go, since we're being all the way honest, let's be honest. Paul George, before last year, the only game-winning shots he was hitting in Gatorade commercials.
But
what?
But you gonna measure a guy by how many game winners he hits?
No,
we don't measure players like
hold
that.
on. Did you see him in Indiana?
He played well in Indiana. What you mean?
And what was he doing?
They didn't win. He played well.
Okay.
They didn't win.
Okay. So what
LeBron didn't win last year. So did he have a bad year?
No. I'm not saying LeBron a made man. I know you. Hold on. Stanton. See, this way you
I had to make that point now.
This way you and I got to part way. You just compare Paul George to LeBron.
Just because you don't win, don't mean you didn't play well.
Oh my goodness.
Is that right though? Just because you didn't win, don't mean you didn't play well.
Do you remember LeBron took LeBron and 4 guys that he got out the YMCA and came back on Paul George in Indiana from a 25-point lead?
I do remember that.
You remember Paul George passed up 2. Had 2 shots. We talked about it on the show. He had 2 shots and then got around to C.J. Miles talking about he needed a shot when he passed it up twice.
He was punished in Miami.
This was game 1 on a Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
Had a chance. It was at Cleveland.
At Cleveland.
Had a chance to put them down 0-1 in their building. 2 shots to do it.
You know
I
what
don't
we
want
sound
2
like
shots.
right now? We sound like when we was talking about Braun when he passed the ball to Corver. Same thing. We still, you know what I'm saying? We talking about what they didn't do. They're both great. Paul had a great year now.
But here's the thing, though. He didn't get, but
he's not LeBron.
Corver didn't pass the ball back. He took the shot. C.J. passed it to him, and Paul hoppitated it back to him.
He did.
Look,
he did.
This can't make Russ feel good.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to leave, Stack.
This is his way out without having to seem like he's being ungrateful for what they've done for him.
Okay, but here's,
you know what I mean?
here's the point. I know you love him. I love to watch Russell Westbrook. I wouldn't want to play with him, and I don't think you would love playing with him either.
I would because I know he cares. There's so many guys in the NBA right now that care about what the game can do for him and not about
Most
the game.
people think he cares about his stats.
That's correct. Does he care about his brand and stats?
I wouldn't say that because he plays hard. Like
I know.
It's not
For
like
him.
it's not like he's going on an ESPN game and I'm gonna get 30 just because I'm on ESPN. He does this every night, whether they're on TV or not.
Let me ask you a question. When they're shooting free throws, how many point guards in the history of the game, other than Magic Johnson, did you ever see John Stockton a lot of them?
I'm glad you asked me that. Yeah. How many point guards you know go after rebounds like him?
Because why?
No, I'm just saying. That's effort. That's wanting to.
But the effort takes away from your jump shot late in ball games because you're tired. That's why you're shooting 29% from the 3.
Well, what does Ben Simmons shoot?
But I ain't talking about Ben Simmons.
I'm just saying you want to talk about somebody shooting.
I'm talking about Russ. I'm talking about Russ because right now you're saying Paul George and Kevin Durant says, I do not believe. Kevin Durant said, I tried it for 9 years. Paul George said, after a year and a half, I saw the writing on the wall. I'm good.
But nobody's actually said that. It's a whole bunch of assumptions. They said Kawhi bought a house in Toronto. Everybody was believing.
Ain't nobody don't know. You tried to get out. That's that.
I'm just saying, no. Nobody's never said that.
You want words or deeds?
I want words.
I love playing with Russ as you check out the door. I love playing with Russ
Because
as I go someplace else.
It was about a better opportunity for KD to win championships.
No. But if he could win a championship there, he would have stayed, right?
Okay, so playing with Russ, then going to play with Steph, Clay, Draymond, that's a no-brainer.
If I can win a championship where I'm at.
It's a little harder. It's not the same team.
Because guess what? What did they say about KD? You had them down 3-0. You had them down 3-1. That team that you joined, you had them down 3-1. And what happened?
They did.
We got to leave it here, gentlemen.
They nailed it.
Awesome stuff. Amazing points.
They nailed it.
So much for being here
Thank
with
you.
us.
I love you. You know I love being there.
Thad
My
Fauché
guy.
shopping Russ hard. We'll see if there's a market for him with that contract. Time will tell. All right. Who might actually want to team up with Kyrie Irving? We'll discuss that up next.
Everybody.